How much home can you actually afford in Charleston right now? Did you know that the average monthly income is $6,750 a month here in Charleston, South Carolina? You'll be happy to know that there are plenty of options when it comes to purchasing a home in this beautiful city at that income. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or looking to upgrade, this video is going to break it down for you. So let's get started. Quick disclosure, I'm not a lender, nor is this financial advice. These are simple calculations I've made using online sources to help you get a better understanding of what you can afford in Charleston. If you're looking for a lender to help you answer your personal finance questions, don't hesitate to give me a call. We have trusted lenders that have helped a majority of our clients, and I would love to introduce you. The median household income here in Charleston is roughly $81,000 a year. If you divide that by 12, that gives us $6,750 a month. So that's your starting point. But there's a catch. When lenders decide how much you can borrow, they look at something called your debt-to-income ratio, or DTI. Most lenders like to keep your DTI at or below 43%, meaning 43% of your monthly income before taxes can go toward all your debts, including your mortgage. But we need to account for taxes, so using ADP's paycheck calculator for South Carolina, I updated the salary to $81,000 a year and set the pay frequency to 1 month. You can expect around $5,100 a month at that salary after taxes. For the sake of simplicity, I'm going to just do the taxes and not include retirement contributions. So if we take 43% of $5,100, that gives us $2,193, but we'll round up to $2,200 to keep it simple, assuming you don't have other debts like a car payment or student loans. That's the total amount that you can use for your monthly debt, including your mortgage, property taxes, and insurance. But what does that mean when it comes to buying a home in Charleston? Let's break it down. Keep in mind that your mortgage payment isn't the only cost to consider. Lenders will also factor in things like property taxes, homeowner insurance, and HOA fees, and these can vary quite a bit depending on what neighborhood you're looking at. Some areas may have higher property taxes or insurance rates, and some communities might come with HOA fees that can be anywhere from just a few bucks to several $100s a month. For the sake of this video, let's assume around $400 a month will go towards those additional costs, bringing the total we can spend to around $1,800 a month. Now let's look at mortgage rates. In today's market, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate is about 6.83% according to Fred Economic Data 2025. With that rate and assuming a 20% down payment, you can afford a home in the $275,000 to $325,000 range. Of course, that could vary depending on your credit score and specific loan program, but this is a solid ballpark estimate. But here's something important to remember. The area you choose in Charleston can really impact how far your money goes. Some areas are definitely more expensive than others. For example, you might be able to get a larger house in an area like Summerville or North Charleston, but a similar budget will get you less space in high-demand areas like downtown Charleston, Mount Pleasant, or Daniel Island. Starting with West Ashley. This is one of the more budget-friendly areas that's still close to downtown. With a price per square foot of $309, your $275,000 to $325,000 budget could get you a smaller townhome or condo, probably around 1,200 square feet. You likely won't be able to find a single-family home in West Ashley at these prices unless it needs major renovations. But townhomes or condos are a great option for first-time buyers because of their affordability, and you'll have quick access to downtown via Highway 17. HOA fees are usually lower or non-existent, and you'll find a nice mix of older established neighborhoods and newer developments. Then there's Summerville. If space is what you're after, this city is one of your best options. With a price per square foot closer to $199, your budget can stretch to a larger new construction home with a square footage ranging from 1,500 to 2,400 square feet and around 3 bedrooms. Summerville also has highly rated schools, especially in the Dorchester School District 2, and a charming historic downtown area with lots of local shops and restaurants. It is a bit farther from downtown Charleston, so your commute could be 30 to 45 minutes without traffic and up to 70 minutes with traffic. But for many buyers, the extra space and affordability are worth it. Up next is North Charleston, and it's a bit of a mixed bag. You'll find a wide range of price points and property conditions. Depending on the neighborhood, the price per square foot averages around $224, which means your budget will get you a spacious older home in a neighborhood like Archdale, or even a newer build in certain subdivisions like Westcott Plantation. There are a ton of great townhome options in North Charleston, with lots of space as well. And it's important to note that the neighborhoods in North Charleston vary a lot from one to the next, so working with an experienced realtor like me is very important. North Charleston has seen a lot of great renovations recently in areas like Park Circle, so you shouldn't count this city out if you're planning on moving here. It's one of the best bang for your buck cities in the metro with a ton of great entertainment options. Now, for those of you who want to live in downtown Charleston, this is where things get a little tighter. The price per square foot here is closer to $700, so your budget will only get you around a 1-bedroom condo around 1,000 square feet, if you're lucky. You're definitely trading space for location, but if you want to be in the heart of the city, surrounded by historic architecture, walkable streets, and some of the best restaurants in the South, it might be worth it for the right people. Just keep in mind that HOA fees can be much higher in this area, especially in historic buildings or condo communities. Then we've got Mount Pleasant, which is one of the most desirable suburbs in the Charleston area. It's got top-rated schools, well-maintained neighborhoods, and easy access to both downtown and the beach, but it comes with a higher price. At around $427 per square foot, your budget will likely get you a small townhome or condo at around 1,000 square feet. At the time I made this video, there were no houses for sale in Mount Pleasant for $400K, but what you lose in size, you gain in amenities, school districts, location, and long-term property value. HOA fees here can vary, but many communities are well kept and offer great neighborhood perks. Another city to consider at this budget is Goose Creek. You'll have more options in terms of the inventory at this budget, and you'll be able to afford a spacious new townhome, older brick ranch home, or even a smaller new construction home at this price point. You can even find townhomes with more than 2,000 square feet, 3 beds and 2.5 baths for around $290,000 that have a more upscale and modern look. This is another commuter city depending on where you work, but it has some of the best options for newer affordable homes. The city has some great amenities as well. They just completed the Joseph S. Stanning Amphitheater to bring more concerts and shows to the area. The city even recently recently built a new park called Central Creek Park that has multiple pickleball courts, a huge playground with a splash pad, basketball courts, and a sand volleyball court. The Goose Creek Reservoir is a hot spot for outdoor lovers as well. The city has a ton to offer, and with a slower pace of life, it's a great spot for families. Shifting gears a bit, let's take a second to talk about some of the hidden costs that a lot of buyers forget about. First off, closing costs. These usually run between 2 and 5% of your home's purchase price. So if you're buying a $300,000 home, you're looking at anywhere from $6,000 to $15,000 due at closing, depending on your loan and the lender, of course. Then there's maintenance. A good rule of thumb is to set aside about 1 to 2% of your home's value each year for repairs and upkeep. This works out to roughly $3,000 to $6,000 annually. Some years will be lighter in maintenance costs, but others can bring surprise expenses like HVAC repairs and roof replacement. So it's smart to have a cushion. Utility costs are also something to budget for. These can vary depending on the size of your home and the time of the year, but most folks in Charleston pay somewhere between $200 and $400 a month, depending on the size of the home. And if you're moving farther out from the city, think about your commuting costs, including gas and maintenance costs from extra wear and tear in your car. And finally, let's talk about flood insurance. In certain parts of Charleston, especially near the coast, the marsh, or older low-lying areas, you will likely be required to carry flood insurance. But it's not likely that you'll need flood insurance living in the areas I mentioned. And this is a game changer because it helps you save money. We'll go over the flood maps to make sure the home you're interested in won't require flood insurance as well. Now, not everyone has $80,000 or more sitting around for a 20% down payment. If that's you, don't worry, there are still plenty of options. FHA loans are a popular choice for first-time buyers. They only require a 3.5% down payment, which is around $10,500 on a $400,000 home. FHA loans do come with mortgage insurance, and they can make buying a home more accessible if you don't have a huge nest egg saved up. But it's important to keep in mind, though, that the lower your down payment is on a home, the higher your monthly mortgage rate will be. And if you're a veteran or active duty service member, you may qualify for a VA loan, which allows you to buy a home with zero down. That's a huge advantage and something worth looking into if you're eligible. And don't forget about down payment assistance programs. South Carolina offers several, including grants and forgivable loans for qualified buyers. These programs can really help cover your upfront costs, especially if you're a first-time buyer or meet certain income thresholds. It's definitely worth having a conversation with a local lender who knows the programs that are currently available. So with all that in mind, what can you actually afford on a $6,700 monthly income in Charleston? Based on average lending guidelines and assuming reasonable expenses, you can afford a home in the $275,000 to $325,000 price range. The key is to focus on what you're comfortable with, not just what you qualify for. Your lender might approve you for a higher amount, but that doesn't mean it's the right move for your lifestyle or your long-term goals. Think about what matters most to you. Is it being close to downtown, having more space, living near the beach, being in a great school district? Once you figure out your priorities, it'll be easier to match your budget to the right neighborhood. And if you're just getting started, here's what I recommend. First, get pre-approved with a trusted lender. That way you'll have a clear picture of what you can afford and what your monthly payments will look like. Then take some time to explore different neighborhoods, walk them, drive them, get a good feel for what fits your lifestyle. Buying a home in Charleston is a big decision, but with the right tools and guidance, it's one you can feel confident about. As one of the top real estate teams in Charleston, we want to earn your business and be a resource for real estate in the Low Country. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments or reach out directly by giving me a call. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.